Okay, students, this is question 3 on the geometry practice questions. This question has to do with a cylinder. And a cylinder would be like your canopies, a cylindrical figure that would look similar to this, okay? A cylinder is going to have a circular top, a circular bottom, and if we split it and spread it out, a rectangular shape that would twist around to make the circle, fit around the circle. Okay, so our question says the diameter of the base of the water tank shown is 6 feet. What is the volume of the water tank to the nearest cubic foot? Okay, volume would be how much water would fill that tank. Volume fills, and we measure that as cubic feet, because if I have a cube, I can fill it with all these different little squares. It's going to be three-dimensional, length times width times height for a cube, okay? Something I can hold. Well, I can still hold this, but it has circles involved. So anytime circles are involved, we're going to need to use pi, P-I. And pi is the symbol right here, okay? And usually for pi, we use 3.14. Okay, so that's what we will use there. Sometimes even on the calculator, some calculators have a pi symbol on them. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is to find the volume of this cylinder. And to find the volume, we'll need to know how big around or how much area will cover these circles, right? We want to know how much that will cover, and then the height of the cylinder. So first thing we're going to do, step 1, is find the area of this circular base right here. To find the area of a circle, what would cover it, we use the formula pi r squared, where r stands for your radius of the circle. R for radius, D for diameter, okay? Remember, the radius is half the diameter. The diameter is twice the radius. They tell us the diameter is 6 feet. So if the radius is half of the diameter, the radius is going to be 3 feet, because 3 is half of 6, right? Okay, so we have a radius of 3 feet. So we're going to need to use that. Let's just go ahead and write down here. Radius equals 3 feet. Okay, formulas are wonderful. You just plug in what you know and find what you don't. Okay, so we have pi, so let's put 3.14 times the radius, which is 3, squared. Okay, that's an exponent. That means how many times do I multiply this number times itself? 3 squared is the same thing as 3 times 3, which is going to give us 9. So 3.14 times 9, because 3 squared is 3 times 3. Okay, and I put a dot in there. I could put a times sign if you want to. All right, let's use our calculator here. Let's push clear. 3.14 times 9 and enter. Okay, so we are going to have an area of that circle of 28.26 square feet. All right, so we know what our area of the bottom of the bottom of this is. Now let's multiply that times the height, 28.26, times the height of the cylinder, which is 8 right here, 8 feet. And let's see what we get. So we have 28.26 times 8, enter. And we get for our volume, how much water will fill this cylinder, 226.08 cubic feet of water. Is that what it said, feet? I guess so. So feet or inches. Yes, to the nearest cubic foot. Okay. So the nearest cubic foot, 226. Because the nearest cubic foot would be the whole numbers. You look to the right. If that number is 5 or more, we would bump that up to a 7. Less than 5, it stays the same. Okay, so to find your volume of a cylinder, it's going to be the area of the base, pi r squared, times the height. So your formula would look like this: pi r squared h. With pi being 3.14, your radius to the second power times the height. So take this slow, work it several times. I think it will make sense to you if you think about what would fill that cylinder, okay? So we know that from the center here to here is 3 feet. We know that this area, we found that it is the area of the base, or the base, circular base, is going to be 28.26. Multiply that times the height, which is 8 feet, and that will give us our cubic feet of water that will fill the cylinder. Okay, I'll see you on the next video.